Have you ever wondered why we care so much about time? Why do we measure it with clocks, calendars, and even our own birthdays? Time is more than just numbers on a clock, it's a way we understand our entire history. Without time, how would we know when important events happened? How would we even remember our own lives? In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating connection between history and time. Let's find out how this invisible force shapes everything we know about the past, present, and future. Welcome to History Mavens. Today we're exploring how history and time are connected. From ancient calendars carved into stone to the digital clocks we use today, humans have always tried to make sense of time. Understanding time isn't just about knowing what hour it is, it's about understanding how events unfold and how they affect us. Join us as we take a journey through the concept of time and see how it helps us make sense of our history. Section 1: The beginning of timekeeping. Our story starts thousands of years ago, long before clocks and smartphones. Ancient people noticed patterns in the world around them, like the changing seasons, the movement of the sun, and the phases of the moon. They realized these patterns could help them predict important things, like when to plant crops or when animals would migrate. This was the birth of timekeeping. The ancient Egyptians were among the first to create a calendar. They noticed that the Nile River flooded every year around the same time, so they marked this as the start of their calendar. This was essential for their agriculture and survival. They divided their year into 3 seasons: inundation, growth, and harvest. Each of these seasons had its own important tasks and festivals. Meanwhile, halfway around the world, the Maya civilization was also developing a complex calendar system. They had not one but several calendars, some for tracking the solar year and others for marking religious ceremonies. The Maya were so precise in their calculations that their calendar could predict solar eclipses and other astronomical events. These early systems show us how crucial it was for ancient people to understand time, not just for daily life but for their spiritual and cultural beliefs. Section 2: How time shapes history. Think of time as a giant map that helps us understand how events are connected. Historians use time to create timelines, which are like roadmaps of history. Timelines show us when events happened and how one event led to another. For example, knowing that the American Revolution happened before the French Revolution helps us see how ideas of freedom and democracy spread from one country to another. Timelines also help us see cause and effect. If we know that World War I came before World War II, we can study how the end of the First War set the stage for the Second one. By organizing history in this way, we can see patterns and learn from past mistakes. It's like putting together a giant puzzle, where each piece is a moment in time that helps us see the bigger picture. But it's not just about wars and revolutions. Time helps us understand everything from the rise and fall of ancient empires to the development of technology. By looking at history through the lens of time, we can see how human societies have changed and evolved. This helps us understand not just where we came from, but also where we might be going. Section 3: Different views of time. Not everyone sees time the same way. In many Western cultures, time is viewed as linear. It's like a straight line moving from the past to the present and into the future. This view of time influences how we think about progress, development, and even personal growth. We think about our lives as a series of steps or milestones: birth, school, career, retirement, each one building on the last. But in many other cultures, time is seen as cyclical, meaning it moves in circles rather than a straight line. For example, many indigenous cultures see time as a cycle of seasons and life events that repeat. They believe everything is connected, and what happens today is linked to what happened in the past and what will happen in the future. This cyclical view emphasizes the idea of renewal and balance. In ancient India, time was thought of in vast cycles called yugas. Each yuga lasted thousands of years and went through phases of goodness, decay, and destruction before starting over again. These different views of time show us that our understanding of history can be influenced by our culture and beliefs. They remind us that there is no one right way to see time, just different perspectives that shape our understanding of the world. Section 4: Advances in timekeeping and record keeping. As civilizations grew more advanced, so did their ways of keeping time. The invention of mechanical clocks in the Middle Ages revolutionized how people thought about time. Suddenly, time could be measured down to the minute. This precision was important for everything from running businesses to organizing cities. It even changed the way people thought about their day, dividing it into specific hours for work, meals, and rest. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century made it easier to record and share historical events. Books, newspapers, and pamphlets could be produced quickly and distributed widely. This allowed people to keep better track of time and history, making it easier to learn from the past and plan for the future. Today we use the Gregorian calendar, introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. This calendar corrected errors in the earlier Julian calendar and became the standard in most parts of the world. It's divided into 12 months and 365 days, with a leap year added every 4 years. This system helps unify our sense of time and allows people across different cultures and countries to coordinate events and understand history. Historians rely on these precise measurements of time to date events accurately. This allows them to reconstruct the past more reliably and helps us learn from it. Imagine trying to study history without knowing when events happened. It would be like trying to put together a puzzle without any pieces. 5. The future of time and history. As we move further into the digital age, our concept of time continues to evolve. Digital clocks, online calendars, and instant communication mean we can measure and track time more accurately than ever before. Events are recorded in real time, and information can be shared around the world in seconds. This has changed the way we document history. For example, social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook allow people to share their experiences as they happen. This creates a kind of living history where events are documented by ordinary people in real time. Historians of the future will have access to a wealth of digital records that capture everyday life in a way that was never possible before. The way we think about time and history today will shape how future generations see us. Will they look back at our digital age as a turning point in how humanity records and understands its past? What's certain is that time will continue to be a powerful force in shaping our understanding of history and the world around us. Time is more than just the ticking of a clock. It's the thread that connects all of history, giving us a way to understand the past, make sense of the present, and plan for the future. Whether we see time as a straight line or a repeating cycle, it remains a powerful tool for understanding the world. As we continue to explore history, let's remember that our concept of time shapes everything we know. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time and history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep exploring the past with us.